Hello, fellow YouTubers. This is DVD Collector 1986 here with a new video for you. I'm going to show you some things that I got in the mail today. All of them are Blu-rays, so let's just get into it. First, I'm going to show you the regular Blu-rays. Um, I got The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Um, this stars Brian Cox and Emile Hirsch. Brian Cox was the old man version of the bus driver in the Trick or Treat horror anthology movie, and Emile Hirsch played the Navy SEAL named Danny Dietz in the movie Lone Survivor. Um, this is a movie I have not seen, so I'm not familiar with it. I know a little bit about what the movie is about, but not much. All I know is that Danny Dietz Danny Dietz is the son and Brian Cox is the father, and they work at a morgue. And this unidentified woman's body arrives, and they start doing an autopsy on her, and um, weird stuff starts happening. I think supernatural things, but just weird stuff. And from what I've heard, from what people have said about it that have seen it, it is pretty good, and it is a Scream Factory release. So this will go with all my other Scream Factory releases. This isn't a special edition, but it is a Blu-ray DVD combo pack. The top of the case got really scuffed up. I don't know. It arrived like that, and it had the shrink wrap on it. So I'm assuming this must have happened at the factory. So I'm probably going to replace this case, but I can't wait to check this movie out, though. So I got that, and I got a Synapse Films Blu-ray DVD combo pack release for Intruder. Now, I had the old Full Moon DVD release of this movie. The transfer on that was, I mean, you could watch it, but it wasn't that great. It looked like the transfer on the Full Moon DVD release. The source for that transfer was probably an old VHS tape. Like I said, it didn't look that great, but you could still watch it. And the movie itself is a really good '80s slasher. Um, this movie is about it's from 1988, and it's about some people that work at a supermarket, and they are working there late at night. They're like the people that work at the store that restock the shelves at night when no one's shopping at the store, basically. And this killer shows up. You don't really find out who the killer is, obviously, till the end of the movie. But this killer shows up, and like it kind of reminded me of the first Friday the 13th. When you didn't, for those of you who, when you first, well, everybody knows who the killer was in Friday the 13th now, but when you first watched it, though, you didn't know it was Jason's mother. So it was like, who is going around killing all these people? And that's kind of how the setup in this movie works. And the killer basically kills off all the employees of the grocery store, and we don't know who it is or why they're doing it, all that kind of stuff. And it ends up being that the last couple of employees or the survivors or what have you, they end up trapped inside the store with the killer, and all the doors are locked and everything. You see some really cool kills in the movie. There's one where a guy gets killed by how can I say it? Having his head cut in half by the it's like a thing that's in the meat department when they cut up steaks before they package them. So like cuts his head in half, and there's some really gruesome, bloody kills in this movie for having come out in 1988, and it's a really good movie though. If you like Friday the 13th, if you like all the slashers of the 80s, you'll definitely want to check this out. If you do end up buying this, this is the only way you can get it on Blu-ray. The transfer is mastered in 2K. I'm assuming they use the same transfer for both the DVD and the Blu-ray there that are included. Um, and the it's region free. The DVD is region free, and the Blu-ray is also region free. So if you're a fan of this movie, wherever you live in the world, you can buy it and it will play. So um, Sam Raimi and Ted Raimi are actually in this movie. Sam Raimi and Ted Raimi are brothers, and Sam Raimi is the director. He was responsible for the original Evil Dead movies. Again, a really good 80s slasher. And I love this tagline. Tonight, this supermarket is having a sale, all heads half off. So, can't wait to revisit that on Blu ray. I haven't seen the transfer yet, but I'm assuming it probably looks pretty good. So, those are the two Blu rays I got, regular Blu rays. And then the last thing I'm going to show you is this Batman, the animated series, the deluxe limited edition. Now, I did not do this to the box. It arrived. Obviously, I opened it, but all the dents and everything are courtesy of Amazon's shipping department. Um, like other people on YouTube who have unboxed this, they've had similar problems with this thing being smashed up, and they said that how did one guy put it? That the people at Amazon's shipping department must have used these for footballs, kicking them around the warehouse before they shipped them out. And so I'm actually going to throw away this box because it's so dented up that it's pathetic. But I did want to show you. I'm gonna save this and reuse it because it's a bubble mailer. I'm gonna use it for packaging when I sometimes I send movies to people, but this is actually what they sent that box in. Seriously, you need to put this box set in an actual box with like packing peanuts or that bubble wrap stuff. They could have put it in a box. Why is Amazon shipping these in this kind of packaging? Because every person that ordered this off Amazon received a damaged copy as far as the outer packaging is concerned. So anyway, be careful if you order this from Amazon. You can get I got a pretty good deal on mine, but I'll tell you right now though, if I had this to do over again, even if it cost me a little bit more money, I would have gone to Walmart and bought this from Walmart because people that had bought it at Walmart said that their copies were not banged up. Everyone who got one of these from Amazon, theirs arrived damaged. But these are the Funko Pops that come with the set. They don't move. They're just little plastic figurines. There's one for Batman, Harley Quinn, and the Joker. So these came with the box set. And hold on, let me see here. It comes with this little, like a cardboard pouch thing, and I really like that artwork on that. But there's some art cards in here, and they're like holographic. Like this is the back of the card. It's just a regular image, but then on the other side is the hologram I don't know if you can really see that on the screen, but um, that's one of the cards. Um, Here's the back of another one, and that's with the Joker and Batman. Um, this one, and it's got uh, Batman and Catwoman. Uh, there's actually a lot of people that I have talked to about this incarnation of Batman, this animated series, and there's a lot of people that don't realize that Catwoman was voiced by Adrienne Barbeau in the show. So I found that interesting. A lot of people do know that, but a lot of people, there's also a lot of people that don't know that. So here's another one. And there's another one, Batman and the Joker. And um, Mark Hamill, uh, who played Luke Skywalker in the old Star Wars movies, he did the voice of the Joker. And here's Batman and the Penguin. Here's another one, and on the back of that one is Batman and Two Face, or Harvey Two Face, and the last one looks like this, and this one has Poison Ivy and Batman. Um, you know what? I'm actually surprised. There's several of these hologram things with uh, Batman and the Joker. There's like two. There's at least two in here. Let me see. There's Poison Ivy, Two Face, Penguin. Yeah, there's Catwoman, Batman by himself, and then there's two of these with the Joker. Now, I'm not complaining, but if I had been the person that decided what images to put on these hologram cards, they have one of every villain except for the Joker. There's two of those with Batman and Joker on them. One of those two should have been, they should have put the Riddler on one of those. And I wish they had done an art card with Mr. Freeze on it too. But that's just a minor thing. So anyway, those come in this cardboard case holder there, and that beat up box I told you about. Don't worry if you get a copy that's all beat up like that. Chances are the box on the inside is going to be in good shape. Mine was. So I'm going to. I really like. I will say this. I like the artwork that they chose. Um, it's just black and red, and this is a. It's hard, like the Indiana Jones Complete Adventure set, or the Star Wars Saga set, or another example would be the special edition of the Friday the 13th, the complete collection that came inside the metal tin. It came in a box like this. This kind of box sat inside the metal tin. I like I said, I like the artwork they chose. I really, really dig it. See, and then this comes out. Now, this is where I like this, the outer box. But this is where the problems begin for me with this set. They did the same thing with this set that they did with Indiana Jones, the Star Wars Saga, and the Friday the 13th set, because all those box sets, in case you didn't know, were all released by Warner Brothers. So instead of getting now I like the info that's in here and some of the images and the art. But the problem I have with this set is they did not put the discs in standard trays. That you just have these little cardboard sleeve envelopes that the discs fit in. Now, they're in there super, super tight. And I've only taken I've only taken two discs out. Disc one, so I could pop it in and get a feel for what the episodes look like in HD. And by the way, they look excellent. No fault on WB for that. They look great. It's the packaging I have a problem with. I am afraid to pull out any of these discs because these envelopes that these discs are sitting in are so tight that if over maybe not the first couple times, but over the years, if you own this set for a while and you watch it several times, that constant pulling the discs out of these tight little envelopes over and over, the back of your Blu-ray discs will get scratched. I know this from experience because I have those other three box sets that I mentioned: the Indiana Jones Complete Adventures, the Star Wars Saga set, and the Friday the 13th set. They all came in packaging like this, and my discs all have minor little scratches on them. Not from me mishandling them, it's from me trying to get them out of the stupid packaging that WB puts these things in. Um, Personally, I would have preferred that they just put it in a regular Blu-ray case, because it just would have been better. Nobody wants to spend a whole bunch of money on a really nice box set and then it gets here and the packaging sucks and your discs end up getting scratched if you keep the original packaging. Now, if you've already bought this set, like I did, I have a suggestion. What I'm gonna do this. I don't know about the rest of you, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this outer box set, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scan the spine, the back, and the front separately as separate images. And I am going to put them together in like Microsoft Paint. And I'm going to basically make my own packaging using the images off of this outer box. And I'm going to resize it so that it will fit the size of Blu-ray case that I'm going to put all these discs in. Of course, I have to make sure I get the dimensions right and everything. But I'm going to use this as the source image, and I'm going to print it out on like cardstock paper, and I'm going to put all these discs in a Blu-ray case together. I only could find up to a 10-disc Blu-ray case, and there's 12 discs in here, counting the two movies, Batman and Mr. Freeze, Sub-Zero, and the Batman Mask of the Phantasm. And then there's also a bonus disc. So there's nine discs with all the 109 episodes, and then the bonus disc and the two movies. So there's 12 discs altogether. I might put the two movies in their own separate case, but the other 10 discs, I'm going to put in the 10-disc Blu-ray case and make sure I size the artwork before I scan and print it so that it'll fit the case, so that I can put all these discs in a regular Blu-ray case, because that's the only way you're going to keep them from getting from not getting scratched. But aside from that, I mean, I hate the packaging. I really am disappointed that WB did that. I think as much money as people paid for this set and as anticipated a release as it is, I think that WB could have done better as far as the packaging. Now the special features were excellent. The episodes themselves mastered in HD. Everything else is great. Just the packaging wasn't so good. WB, you guys really need to stop packaging your big box sets like this in this type of packaging. I mean, really, and start putting them in regular Blu-ray cases because people's discs are going to get scratched. And we didn't pay all this money to get the discs scuffed up just from taking them out of the stupid packaging that you guys put these in. Um, you know, but other than that, I'm impressed with the set, and I can't wait to revisit the episodes. And another note to Amazon too: when you guys send out stuff like this, do not put these things, these box sets, into bubble mailers because they will arrive damaged. So I have some misgivings with that set. But aside from the packaging, I was very impressed with it. I liked it. Uh, it's the best that this series has ever looked and probably ever will look. Um, and I don't know if anybody watching this that's friends with me knows this or not, but um, I love the Adam West Batman. I love the I almost said Jim Carrey, the Tim Burton Batman movies with Michael Keaton. I don't particularly care for Batman Forever or Batman and Robin, and I really like the Dark Knight trilogy. But I will say this: if I was pushed into a corner and someone asked me definitively what is my favorite incarnation of Batman, period, I would say that Batman the Animated Series is my favorite version of Batman, hands down, even more so than the Tim Burton movies. I've always loved this show. I grew up watching it. I would watch it every day when I would come home from school, and I never missed an episode. So I have actually seen all 109 episodes when they first aired back in the early 90s. I love this show. And for anybody who out there thinks that animated movies or animated shows are only for children, well, you're not right. You're completely wrong because this show, yes, it did appeal to children, but it was such a good show that even adults could watch it. It was a very dark version of Batman in the form of an animated series. Um, One of the things that made the series unique was when they were doing the animation cells for the episodes. Usually, shows are animated and drawn on white paper. Well, they started with a black sheet of paper and then put color on top of that. So that's why the show has this naturally dark tone to it. It feels like a noir animated series. And I like it because you don't really know it's the show came out in the 90s, but you don't really know what time period the show really takes place in because it looks modern because Batman has like computers and gadgets and all these cool things with his Batmobile, but then you look at the surroundings, look at the other vehicles that other characters drive around in, and it looks like cars from the 1930s or 1940s. I love that era of history. So the fact that this version of Batman could potentially take place in the 1930s or 40s really appealed to me, even as a child. Um, so this show won Emmy Awards. Okay, it was a really good show, and I would argue that it was probably one of the greatest animated series to ever grace television. forget that it's Batman. Just as an animated series, just on that basis, this series was really, really good. So anyway, I've talked enough about it. It's a really good animated series. Other than the packaging not being so great, I was very impressed with the set. Um, and my suggestion would be, if you want to buy the set, the one I have, go buy it at Walmart. And if you're willing to wait, there's a possibility that they may put out a standard version of this series where it might come in a regular Blu-ray case, which would be better than the packaging that this came in. But anyway, that's what I got in the mail today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Thanks.